Aidan, sad one today. What went wrong?
Just gave them 2 goals to start. I mean, first 10 minutes were terrible, 1-0 on it. Polar opposite for Tuesday, and that's just unacceptable. And you're then chasing the game for the start. It was the same when we went and played them there.
It left us with a little bit of a mountain to climb, is that safe to say?
Aye, it did, and obviously they relaxed, settle into the game, and we just don't. We took to making changes going into the second half to really doing anything positive, and it was frustrating for us.
We've been quite dominant on the ball so far this season. We've used the possession really well. Kelty, to their credit, it seemed to get a bit scrappy in the first half. They managed to disrupt things. Was that because they had the extra man in the middle, or what was that down to?
As you say, we've been playing really well, especially here, passing and moving the ball. But the first half they were in the middle, and I was obviously there, so it's me as well. They were just a bit sharper to second balls and winning things, and their striker was making it difficult for us. No be able to head the ball straight back down their throats, whereas they were a lot of time playing it straight back down our throats. So it was difficult in that. In terms of that, and when we did get the ball into play, it was probably too slow. A lot of our forward passing's been really quick and slick and good recently, but the options weren't there, the passing wasn't there, and it was just a combination of both probably.
We noticed out of possession, Nicky Lowe was dropping deeper, and the midfield as a whole was dropping deep. So you had that kind of bank of 4, bank of 5 really tightly together. From a sort of forwards point of view, how tricky is that to break down?
I mean, obviously we were too side to side, I thought, in the first half. That's second half going longer, we were kind of took their midfield out it a wee bit, kind of what a lot of teams try and do to us. But I obviously see when you let teams score 2 goals and they're away from home, they're going to come and sit in and make it difficult. And as you say, it does. It just makes it difficult, and then we really need to be quick and slick to break that down, and we weren't.
Obviously, midweek we had the total opposite experience, as you said a minute ago. Is it a wee bit of a kind of reality check that just how tough this league's going to be? Because it seems to be there's games every week that you just can't predict.
We know how tough it is, and honestly, it's as you say, you can't predict a lot of the games. But at home, regardless of how tough it is, we need to be winning that. Like it's a real sore one for us. But there's a lot of big games coming up, and we just need to kind of. I know it's cliche, but we need to just move on to next Saturday and make sure that doesn't happen again.
I thought we started the second half better, the changes that came on, maybe some fresh legs, is that all it was?
To bring players on, they need to try and make a difference, obviously change the shape a little to try and counter their low press, as you say, or whatever it's 4 and 5, and obviously I think they're dropping back, we start playing a bit longer, and it changes the game a wee bit, and obviously we get 2 goals, which we never shut up shop, so that happens.
And is that perhaps the most disappointing bit? Because we have been in good form recently, as you said, and we're at home and you've scored 2 goals, you would normally be expecting to at least take something from the game.
Yeah, you would, and but that's not just the defence, for the front to middle and defence, we never defended well enough today, and that's how we concede 3 goals.
When Juan got that goal, it looked like we had a lifeline. I thought we were back in it at that point.
At 2-1, like we've got a chance. We can go and kind of. I mean, you see, we did get the other goal, so we had a lifeline, and even at 3-2, a couple of balls in the very last couple of minutes bounced about in the box, and if somebody's sharper, it could be a goal, but it just wasn't there in the terms.
On a personal level, I remember towards the end of last season you were saying you wanted to prove this year you were going to be more consistent and more of an end product, and your recent form's been really good. I think you've had something like 6 assists, is that right?
7 I think it's actually 8, but you've only given me 7. But no, like putting that like today wasn't good enough, and on a personal level I just want to keep going with that. I need a goal now in the league. I got one in the cup, but it's a bit frustrating for me, but if I'm setting goals up and we're winning games, then I'm going up the road delighted. If I'm setting goals up and we're losing games, it means nothing to me. So I want to keep kind of producing for the team.
And what's been that big difference then from where you left off last season to really getting that end product this year? Because you're in such a rich vein of form. What's been key, and what influence has John maybe had in that?
I know, compared to the end of last season, there's a manager that, like, for me, like playing the way that it's good football and it does suit me. So I obviously give everything I can. Like I try and work hard. I try and kind of sometimes I try and do something quite like make a lot of forward passes. Sometimes they don't come off, but it's risk reward. If you play more of the forward passes, that's when you start getting assists. I know like if I make one bad one, I'm still supported with the management, and I'm going to do. I've made 8 assists, so 7 assists. So that's
speaks for itself. It's a long away trip on Saturday. We're away down to Palmerston. If we're going to turn things around from today, what's going to be key?
Just obviously starting well, but just kind of getting back to basics, winning these second balls in the middle, and playing sharper football, being quick on the ball, passing forward, and I'm sure that if we can play the way that we have been playing, then we'll be fine, and hopefully we can put that behind us as a one-off.
And just finally, hopefully a good backing down there from the fans as well.
Yeah, no, they've been great this season, and hopefully they see that as a one-off again today, and we can come back here, and our next game here's the 5th against Dunfermline. So hopefully we go next week, get a good result, and then we can come into that game being positive.
Here's hoping we can. Always tricky after a defeat, we know that, Aidan. As always, thank you very much for your time.